All right, traders, the green streak continues. The portfolio is up 2.17% today. This is now the 7th green day in a row since the small account challenge started. I am going to show you how to trade the best setups at the best prices. Tomorrow is going to be a huge day. SPY is approaching a key critical make it or break it level, and we have the FOMC meeting at 2 p.m. expected to be tomorrow. With that being said, I'm going to break everything down. It is truly incredible for those of you who watched till the end my past 2 videos on how well the strategies have been working in terms of reversals and gap close reversals. Take a look. In terms of Walmart, I had people direct messaging me within Trader Society, what do you think about Walmart? And I told them, we've been sitting at this 132 level, and it formed a trend reversal candlestick. And it wasn't too long ago where Walmart cracked this key 132, pushed for new 52-week lows after the earnings was released. So I told people it's likely going to gap down. It's likely going to drop. If I were to YOLO in that situation, I would be going with puts if you're holding through earnings. It is truly incredible on how that works. You could see the previous support reacted as resistance. And whenever Walmart forms this trend reversal bearish candlestick, like I stated in my previous video, it tends to have a micro sell-off. What are some examples? Well, if you look clearly, that same candlestick, when it is formed at a key resistance level like right here, micro sell-off, right here, micro sell-off, right here, micro sell-off. So it's just crazy on how well that can work. And it's not just that one. I told you guys, META, remember this? I told you guys calls on META at 158.05 for the gap close reversal. Look at this. It hits 157.95 and it's ripping up. I told you guys on SPY, best level for SPY calls 391. Now it's at 393.72 on its way to filling this gap that's waiting to fill above at 395.57, the new make it or break it key level. So much opportunity with these key critical make it or break it levels. If you watched yesterday's video to the end, I told you guys red box. Look for the gap fill, look for the bounce at 555. And it literally had a perfect gap close reversal like META did. It's crazy on how well this is working. Phenomenal move right here at 555 for the gap close reversal on a red box looking bullish. So I'm going to be breaking down all the plays. We got some new amazing setups. I got to give some people some shout outs, man. Big shout out. We had someone who follows the channel ended up playing Walmart put options. They ended up making 13,000 on those. Absolutely crazy. Walmart put options are up over 2,000% on the day. Look at this. They're up 3,000 to 5,000%. With that being said, I'm going to be breaking down all the trades. I'm going to be showing you how you can do this, how to determine trend reversals consistently. If you're watching these videos, you should be well aware. Big shout out to the members within Trader Society. Like I said, the small account challenge, this is now the 7th green day in a row. The portfolio is up 2.17%, compounding this count consistently. Started with $3,900 last Monday. And big shout out to members within Trader Society. Exclusive killed it with his Tesla swing trade on the puts. I gave analysis on that 3 videos ago on how it was on track to pull back and fill the gap. Ended up making 100% return on Tesla puts. Pretty crazy swing trade. Shannon ended up killing it today. 19% return on the portfolio. Bob ended up making over almost 20 times cost. The Trader Society one-time fee just this week. Instant lifetime access. Absolutely crazy results. The portfolio is up on the small account 34% as of now within the past 7 trading days. So I'm going to break down everything for you. SPY. Let's get into SPY. So in terms of the SPY, we are at a key make it or break it critical level. And this is going to be the level that I need you to focus on tomorrow. We have a gap to fill at 395.57. As you could see, in terms of the SPY, it is ripping up during extended hours trading session. You also have to be aware that we have an FOMC meeting tomorrow. It's not very wise to hold through it. It's best to see how it reacts and then make a decision. If you're going to trade, see how it reacts first. I do not recommend, very tough to do, kind of like a lottery ticket. I do not recommend getting in before the meeting and holding through it. That is something I do not recommend. I would wait until the meeting, then I would make a decision if you see the trading opportunity. You can trade before then. I'm just saying you shouldn't trade before then and then hold through it because anything can occur, right? So my trades don't revolve on news. They don't revolve on earnings. They don't revolve on anything that can anything that can be out of my control, right? I trade in a fashion where I keep the control and situation in my favor, and I want it to be purely based off of price action and nothing else. I don't want any manipulation. I don't want any news-based plays or anything like that. I want it to be pure price action, right? It blows my mind how people trade manipulated stocks and then they complain that it's manipulated. It's like you're choosing to trade that. You realize that, right? Like, so anyways, with the SPY, this is the make it or break it level, 395.57. I want you to understand we cracked the key support at 391. We ended up cracking it today. That key support at 391, I had a quick call scalp on it, made a 4% return. Then I had a quick put scalp on it, made a 7% return. Then I had another put scalp, had a small minus 5% loss. Had a nice scalp on Pinterest, 12% win. Quick scalp on Apple, minus 4% loss. In total, I was 4 for 6 today, and I ended up making a 2.17% return on the portfolio. But with that being said, tomorrow's going to be a big day because we have same-day expirations on SPY. We're going to have contracts expiring tomorrow on July 27th. It's going to be a very lucrative trading day tomorrow and extremely volatile, especially with the FOMC meeting. It is expected to be a huge day, and it's going to be very rapid fire and very volatile. So I'm likely going to be sizing down a little bit due to the same day expirations and the volatility, especially with the FOMC meeting if I make any trades during that. But anyways, this is the make it or break it level. SPY is a gap at 395.57. Once the gap fills, if you see resistance coming in at 395.57, you're gonna want to scalp puts in and out. Use the best confirmations. These are the confirmations you got to be using. The bearish wick, the bearish wick, the bearish wick. Simple candlesticks at the best level. Look for the lower highs, look for the bearish wicks. Once the bearish confirmation forms, wait for a bounce back up and then buy on the retest of that resistance level. 395.57 is the make it or break it level. If you see it struggling and reacting as a resistance level into tomorrow, I want you to scalp puts in and out, go with the 395 strike, get in, get out, and make your money, man. On a 50-cent move with a same day expiration on SPY, you can make a quick 20, 30% return like clockwork, rinse and repeat. I'm going to crush it tomorrow. So 395.57, that's my key level. If I see the bearish reactions, if I see the top pins, the top wicks, the top pins, it's struggling, it's forming lower highs, I will be scalping puts at 395.57. So that's the game plan for tomorrow. In terms of the overall chart, we did crack this key support. You could see right here, we got key major support at 391. 391, big upside potential. See how it rapid fires to 395.70s, then it sells off. Right now, it bottoms at that 390s. It's slightly cracked. Now it's rapid firing to fill the gap. Look at the reactions. Look at the reactions. It hits 390s, rapid fire, tops out, 395.77, micro sell-off. That's what I'm looking for tomorrow. That is what I'm looking for tomorrow. I'm looking for that micro sell-off, right? So that's what I'm looking for tomorrow. So in terms of history and repeating itself and stuff like that, if history does repeat itself, look for the bearish confirmations at 395.77. It can also be 396.20, right? We got a lot of resistance at 396.47. That is the max resistance level I would use for tomorrow. And if it tops at that level, you can expect a pullback to about 393.30. Will I be holding that long personally? No. I get in, I get out, I make my quick 30%, 40%, 50% return on the same day expiration on a play like this, and I rinse and repeat. If it rips back up, forms the same bearish confirmations, then I scalp. So look for the history to repeat itself. Once you confirm that it's bearish, which is very simple to do, I teach it within Trader Society. I also give you guys a lot of information on how to confirm if it is resistance, what confirmations to use, such as the simple bearish wicks, the failing to break out towards the top, right? So if you see it reacting as a roof at 395.57, you see it forming the dojis. I go over all this within my past videos, and we go in depth within Trader Society in the real-time live trading, right? So that's the key level. Tomorrow should be a phenomenal green day. That's the level that I want you to focus on, 395.57. Now, for this to go super bullish, what has to happen for this to go super bullish? Pretty much, for SPY to go super bullish tomorrow, it has to turn 395.57 into the floor, and it has to push above 396.50. If it pushes above 396.50, it's going to try to go super bullish tomorrow. Best level for puts, if you see 395.57 react as a support level, it's starting to bounce. Best level from puts overall, you can look at 396.50, but remember, the best level for puts will be at 401.44 if 395.57 turns into support, turns into the floor again. The best level for puts is 401.44. And in terms of swing trading puts, like I said, we have to get a bearish candlestick. So here's what I'll say. I'm going to say this for tomorrow in terms of swing trading. I've been waiting to swing trade puts on SPY. I haven't done it because I need the good confirmation. I need the bearish candlesticks. So I'm going to give you two levels. If SPY fills the gap at 395.57, or if it fills the gap at 401.44, and it closes lower and it closes red and forms a bearish candlestick at one of those gap fill levels, I would be willing to swing trade puts. Obviously, I would do lighter size here, and if I get stopped out, stop will be towards 396.50. If I get stopped out, then I'll take a bigger position size at 401.44. So basically, if SPY fills the gap, it goes green to red, it forms a bearish candlestick, the overall sentiment will be bearish. In terms of when does SPY collapse, when does it go super bearish, when does it downtrend to fill this gap at 381.95, it occurs when the overall trend is set as 390 resistance. 390 to 391 must turn into resistance. We must turn 395.57 into resistance in order to see that crack and breakdown of 391 to 390 again. So SPY goes super bearish once it cracks and turns 390 into resistance. Today it cracked, but it ended up ripping back up and closing above it, which means it's bullish. And then you have the gap to fill above along with the FOMC meeting tomorrow. So that's what you need to be aware of, right? So right now it's trying to fill the gap. That's going to be the best level for micro puts, 395.57 to 396.50. If the SPY fills that gap and closes weak, it's closing red, we will be on track to go lower and crack 390 later into this week. If it closes strong tomorrow and pushes above 390.50 and it closes strong tomorrow, then we will be on track to push for the gap fill at 401.44 within time if it closes above 395.57. So you can see right now in terms of the overall trend, the bears are trying to step in and trying to take control. What is happening is you're seeing SPY partially fill this gap. There was a gap to fill at 401.44. It partially filled the gap. It formed lower highs. It gapped down. It cracked key support, but now it's ripping back up to fill the gap. You're seeing lower highs form. You're seeing support cracking. That's overall bearish. But to remain bearish, it must turn 395.57 into resistance. If it can do that, it's going to try to crack and snap 390s. Once it cracks 390s and turns it into resistance and closes lower than 390 to 389.87, then you will start to see this gap that's waiting to fill below at 381.95. Best price for SPY calls is at 377.91. I want to bring some clear awareness in terms of delayed reactions that I'm seeing. If you look at Meta stock, there's a gap to fill here. It filled the gap, gap down, sold off lower, went all the way down to the lower gap. You see the lower gap here, see the lower gap here, see the lower gap here. Remember my videos, I told you this is going to be bearish and it's going to start to fill the gaps. And then when it fills this gap, it's probably going to have a reversal because it's at that key oversold point, right? So in terms of delayed reaction, what we can see with the SPY heading into this week, we can see a similar move where, a lot of these stocks have dropped a lot more than SPY. You could see it filled the gap, it dropped lower, and it filled this gap below, it filled this gap below, it filled this gap below. Meta sold off rapid fire to fill 3 gaps below, and a lot of stocks have been doing that lately. If you look at the SPY partially filled this gap, and it hasn't filled any of the gaps below. There's a gap to fill below here, there's a gap to fill below here, and there's a gap to fill below here. SPY hasn't even filled the gaps below, while other stocks are just getting slaughtered and filling their gaps below. So it could be a delayed reaction where the SPY is going to continue to downtrend. But in order for that to happen, it needs to maintain 395.57 resistance. As long as it can maintain 395.57 resistance, it's going to be a micro bull trap within time to crack 390 to then within time fill the gap at 381.95. What will flip the trend? The trend will flip If SPY closes above 395.57, if it closes strong above 396, we will then see a bullish attempt for a gap to fill within time at 4144, which would be the best level for puts. So you can see right here, this is previous resistance, big downside potential to fill the gap below. It is trying to reacts to support, breaks out, tries to fill the gap. Now it's pushing lower, forming a lower high. Now it's ripping back up to fill the gap. So that is the key critical make it or break it level. That will be the level that determines if we are going to have a micro bear trap, if it turns into support, to run up to fill the gap at 4144 if this turns into the floor at 395.57, or a micro bull trap if 395.57 forms a resistance level and then it sells off within time to start to fill the gap at 381.95. That is how we will determine who is in control, by studying 395.57 to 396.30 and studying if it's a roof or a floor. If it's a roof, it's overall bearish. If it's a floor, it's overall bullish. Now, here's what we do know. Like I said, we do know it's forming lower highs. It tried to crack support, and we also know a lot of strong stocks have went much lower and filled the gaps below. So it could be a delayed reaction where SPY does the same thing within time. Stocks could be ahead of SPY right now, right? So I wanted to bring awareness to all of that. That is the game plan heading into tomorrow. That's going to be the key critical level. I'm telling you, tomorrow should be a phenomenal green. I will be shocked if this green streak ends tomorrow. I will truly be shocked. In terms of what I know with risk management, and what I know about these key critical levels and the confirmations I have and the strategies I have, I will truly be shocked if tomorrow is a red day. Tomorrow is expected to be a very big green day. What I do best is trade the same day expirations. Today was a smaller green day, even though I exceeded my daily goal of 2.17%. It was a smaller green day because in terms of today, it was overall choppy. We didn't get these amazing levels that, triggered. It was a slow, choppy day. It wasn't the best, most exciting day to really be trading. I had some nice quick scalps, but the returns weren't exponential. The returns weren't big because the expirations weren't the same day, right? So to get those big percentage returns, you need to get those same day expirations. Now, SPX has same day expirations every day. But the thing with that is, the contracts are going to be kind of expensive for a smaller account. That's the thing if you're doing a small account challenge. Now, if you wait towards the end of the day, they can become cheaper. And there are times where if it's extremely overbought, the puts can be very cheap. Or if it's extremely oversold, the calls can be very cheap, right? But for the most part, in terms of small account as of now, unless the contracts can become under $3, it's going to mainly be focused on SPY. And then as the account scales up to a bigger account, then I could focus on SPX more with the small account challenge. And then if I wanted to, I could focus on Tesla. Tesla's not designed for small account trading. Right now, the number one focus is on SPY. As the account grows bigger, the focus will be shifted on SPX and also the SPY. Those are the two main things that I'm focused on mastering. That's where all the results have been coming from. Today's the first day where I traded stocks in the challenge. Had a small loss on Apple, quick minus 4%. It would have ended up working out if I held, but I didn't want to hold any longer. And I didn't want to risk any more. It ended up ripping up against me more, so it's a good thing I got out. But overall, it hit my target and did what I expected it to do. On Pinterest, I had a quick scalp on stream for a 12% return. I bought puts right here on the $17 move right here, and then I literally sold at the exact bottom when it hit 1680 right here. I sold the bottom, and that was a quick 12% return. Like I said, if they were same day expirations, those would have been like 30% returns. So tomorrow's going to be insane, man. SPY is going to most likely, tomorrow will truly be an insane day if SPY hits 395.57 with this FOMC meeting where it's likely going to happen, right? With insane volatility. One thing to note is, what I've noticed is with FOMC meetings, the first move, it tends to do the inverse. So if SPY starts spiking up, once the meeting starts, it typically sells off after that spike. If it starts dropping once the meeting starts, then it typically likes to go up. That's what I've noticed with it, right? So we're on track to gap up tomorrow. I gave you the best price for the gap close reversal. Now this is, and for those of you who stay to the end, you truly get rewarded with the best information, right? This is another level that I want to bring awareness to you. I gave you the best resistance levels. Now, what I want you to understand is SPY is gapping up. So this is a possibility. Before the meeting, I see this happen all the time. Listen to this. Before the meeting, so we're on track to gap up tomorrow. Before the meeting at 2 p.m., we can form resistance. We can form resistance at 395.57 to 396 and sell off to fill the gap below. There is a gap to fill below at 390.89. And here's what can happen in terms of the SPY. This is what can happen. I want you to bring awareness into the bull theory. You want to buy the dip into the bull theory. This is what can occur. We can see a move up to fill the gap at 395.57 to this 396.30 level. And then right before the meeting or as the meeting starts, we can see a rapid sell-off. Look at this, rapid sell-off, right? So it pushes up, look at this, it bombs at 390 just like today. Rapid move up to 396 towards that gap fill at 395.57. We had a gap to fill above there, key resistance. Then it sells off, and look at this key time. Look at the time. This is at 1:30 p.m., right? An FOMC meeting is going to be at 2 p.m. Key time, study this. Notice how when it touches the previous closing price, do that overreaction, it rips. So what I'm telling you is, if you see the SPY sell off, especially right before or into the FOMC meeting, if you see SPY have an overreaction to the upside like it's having right now to 395.57 to 396, it forms resistance, scalp puts. Then if you see it fill the gap at 390.89, there's a gap to fill at 390.89. Once it reacts as a support level, scalp calls, especially if it occurs around 1:30 to 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. key time frames, right? So if you see an overreaction to the upside for the gap fill, look to scalp puts. If you see an overreaction to the downside, look to scalp calls. Wait for the confirmations. If it cracks 390.89, do nothing. If it pushes above 390.89 after it cracks and starts forming supports and bullish wicks, then buy into the bullish confirmation. You have to wait for the bullish confirmation. So I want to bring awareness to those two possibilities where you can scalp puts at 395.57 and 396.30s, and then you could scalp calls at 390 to 390.89. The true best level will be 389.85. Now, that's what I would do heading into tomorrow. That's what I would do heading in tomorrow. I would kind of avoid, in a sense, I would avoid playing puts in a key breakdown under an oversold overreaction. If SPY hits 395, 396 tomorrow, I would not be interested in buying a put for a key breakdown at 390, right? And if you were to do that, you have to use a very tight stop loss, an extremely tight stop loss if you're going to be that bold, right? But what I'm telling you is this can be a back-to-back gap close reversal. SPY rockets, fills the gap. Once it fills the gap at 395.57, it has a reversal, comes back down, fills the gap at 390.89. Once you see it react to support, buy the calls. If it does not react to support, I don't think it's going to be too wise to be scalping puts. If you're going to do it, you have to be in and out like rapid fire, and you have to use a very tight 50-cent stop loss. That is the game plan for tomorrow. I'm encouraging you to trade overreactions and trade reversals. Puts towards 395.57 to 396.30. Calls towards 390 to 390.89. Use the bullish confirmations that I teach within Trader Society for the calls. Use the bearish confirmations into, use the bearish confirmations into the puts, right? And respect the fact that if 396.50 reacts to support, it breaks out. That's the max risk for puts. If 390 breaks down, that is the max risk for calls. You have to respect the fact that if 390 cracks, then we will be on track to start to fill the gap. And tomorrow's going to be an insane day with this meeting, so anything's possible. You also have to respect the fact that if 396 breaks above, there's a gap to fill at 4144, right? So if it's pushing above 396 and turning into support, it's going to try to rip to fill the gap at 4144, right? Say it turns 396 into support tomorrow. Then I'll buy puts at the gap fill at 4144. I'm giving you the best levels. 390, best levels for calls. 395.57, 396.30, best level for puts. 4144, best level for puts. It does not matter if I'm wrong. I could be wrong 1, 2, 3 times in a row. When that trade hits, owl size is slightly bigger, make it all back and hit it. I understand my biggest edge in this is timing, entries, confirmations, the strategy, and risk management. That is my biggest edge in all of this, man. I'm telling you, I'm going to crush it tomorrow. I'm going to absolutely crush it tomorrow. This is just so obvious. And I want to bring awareness because I've seen this happen all the time. Like I said, with these meetings, I've seen it happen all the time. SPY rips up to fill the gap. Once it fills the gap, it sells off. Once it comes back down to fill the gap below at 390.89, it has a reversal and it rockets back up. I see it happen all the time. I just have to wait for the reactions, right? Smart money plays the overreactions. Overreaction, 395.57 puts. Overreaction, 390.89 calls, right? Gap, close reversals. Gap to fill at 390.89, gap to fill at 395.57. I'm telling you, if it reacts as a resistance, play puts. If it reacts to support at 390.89, play calls. And then bull trap, bear trap. Understand the key levels. Micro bear trap, micro bull trap if this reacts as a resistance. Micro bear trap if this reacts as support. 390.89 reacts as support. Micro bear trap. 395.57 reacts as a resistance. Micro bull trap. And then understand in terms of big moves, write this down. If it pushes above 396.50 and confirms support, big move is for a gap fill play to 401.44. If it cracks 389, big move is to fill the gap at 381.95. Now, those are the more challenging and tough trades if you're going to try to scalp a key breakdown here or scalp a breakout here. So understand, the difficulty is buying puts on the key breakdown at 390 to ride for the gap to fill below, right? And the difficulty is buying the breakout above 396.50. Those are the tough trades at the worst entries. Now, you can do it if you know what you're doing, but those, you have to be like a pro to trade those. You already have to be doing extremely well to be trading those type of situations. But if you're in on a trade and you're going for the reversal, smart money plays puts here and plays calls here. That's what smart money does. But smart money also identifies when it's reacting not the way they want it to, they get stopped out very quickly because at some point the big move is going to occur where this either breaks out and fills this gap here or breaks down and fills this gap right here. And one thing that we do know is a lot of these stocks have already broken down to fill the gaps below. So it could be a delayed reaction where SPY does sell off and it has been forming lower highs. So we'll see, right? You just have to understand it is a lot easier to play a put here and scalp a call here than it is to do the opposite, where you buy a call at the top and buy a put at the bottom. It is a lot easier to do the inverse, but you must understand the confirmations because there's ways to identify when that big move is going to occur, right? You can see a lot of flip-flops before it occurs. You truly can see a lot of flip-flops before it occurs. 391 crack today. A lot of people thought, oh my gosh, it's going to crack now and start to fill the gap. Nope. Micro flip. It happens all the time. Micro flip, right? It happens all the time. It's very challenging to be trading at those levels when you're betting against the opposite because it's not the best prices. You're hoping for a trend reversal, not at the best prices. You have to be a true professional to be doing that. And that's something that I know how to do. So I'm telling you, no matter what, I'm crushing it tomorrow. If I do not finish green tomorrow, then I must have broken all my rules. I must have done the complete opposite of what I'm supposed to do. I have this instilled in me in terms of tomorrow. I'm extremely confident. This is going to be a nice green day, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to kill it with this small account challenge. Tomorrow's expected to be a big green day. If you do want to join us, I'm going to be trading live at market open like I always do. I'll be on the voice channel. You can see me on live stream. I trade live on stream. You get to see my open positions, closed positions, hear the live commentary, ask me questions live on the spot. At market open. I'm also going to be going over the meeting at 2 p.m. And I'm telling you, when this meeting hits, the trades are going to be rapid fire, volatile, right? Alerted real time in the voice channel. That's the way to do it. If you want to join Trader Society, it's a one-time fee. You get instant lifetime access. The small account challenge started on this Monday. 7 straight green days. The portfolio is now up 34% plus. If you want to be a part of it, it's the first link down below in the description. Everything is explained in terms of what you get access to. Real-time trade alerts, the voice channel, the live streams at Market Open where you get to watch me trade live, ask questions live on the spot. You can add us as a friend on Discord, get your answers question in the Discord chat, private direct one-on-one messaging, live on the spot. I'll review your trades within the chat as well. Send me your trades. I'll review them in real time, post them in the chat. You'll also get access to the video lesson library. Within the video lesson library, you will learn how to trade the best setups to the best prices. You will learn all the indicators and confirmations I use to enter a trade. You will learn how to identify key trend reversal, make it or break it levels. You will learn how to identify if the bulls or bears are in control. You will learn everything it is that I've learned about the stock market and my experience with trading options throughout the past decade. You will learn how to master calls and puts. You will learn how to master the SPY SPX. With that being said, everything is down below in the description if you want to check it out. There's so much more to it. As soon as you sign up, you get instant lifetime access. I'm telling you, Now is the best time to join, and tomorrow is going to be a big green day. You will see, man. You will see tomorrow, man. It is just crazy on how well it's consistently playing out. If you watch my past 2 to 3 videos, you would see how well this is all playing out. And I'm telling you, tomorrow's going to be the day. We got same day expirations. We got the meeting. We got the volatility. We're going to have the overreactions. We got a gap to fill above. We got a gap to fill below. Tomorrow is going to be one of the best trading days of the week. It is expected to be one of my biggest green days of the week, and I will be taking full advantage of it, and I will be sizing it accordingly, and I'm going to try my best to continue to put you guys in a position to succeed. I will see you tomorrow live at Market Open. If you're serious about joining, make the investment. It's a one-time fee. It's lifetime access. The link is down below in the description to join the Discord.